So, hi everyone. Today we have Vishwas Gosain with us. So, he's currently as a student at Michigan University. So, hi Vishwas. So, tell us about yourself.
Hi. So I'm originally from Chandigarh, and I started my bachelor's in Delhi Technological University in 2014. So I enrolled in electronics and communication. So I after my uh, bachelor's for like 3 years I worked in STMicroelectronics, and then for my master's I came here at University of Michigan. So currently I'm in my second semester here.
So, as you said that you did your bachelor's in DTU. So, how was your experience in DTU? Generally, as we all know, it's a good college. So, what would you say from your point of view? How your 4 years have been at that place?
Actually, it was a pretty amazing experience, exactly what I expected. There's a lot of exposure that you get there. Because I'm from Chandigarh, I had another college, I had an option to go to PEC, but I chose DTU just because of the exposure that we get there. And of course, when I went there, I got to meet so many new people, different societies, different tech teams, and also uh, the research that they are doing. It's actually very exciting, and there are a lot of opportunities if you know actually what your interests are, and they even help you find what your interest is. So it was a really good experience. Yeah.
So, as you said that you were a part of societies and clubs, and as I saw your profile, you were a part of some tech team. So, tell us about, give some light on how this tech team helped you in your overall profile, and what would you say to others to let them join these societies and how they would be helping it.
Okay. So firstly, I don't think that they are necessary, like if you want to get a job or something, but they definitely help. So in my first year, I joined IEEE. So it didn't help me that much technically, but definitely it helped me get to know more people who were working in the same domain. So find people with the same ideas, same interests, same ideologies. So that helped me a lot. So after that, for like almost 3 years, I worked in unmanned ground vehicle team. So that was a really good experience. Technically, it shaped me a lot to figure out problems on your own, having various issues, not just in the technical domain, but regarding the funding, going to different companies, looking for funding. So that actually opens you up a lot to the real world. So in that way, it helped me a lot. So in the final year for the competition that there was IGVC, International Ground Vehicle Competition, I came here to Michigan. So there I gave the competition. It was for the same UGV team, and we performed well there. So it was again a very good experience when I came here for the first time to the US, meeting new people and different teams from different colleges. So that also again helped me get a very good exposure of how things are. So in college, I think it's really necessary to explore a lot of things so that you can actually find what your interest really is. So yeah.
This is very well said that other than academics, these not non-academic skills are also very important because, as you said, that I think this tech team and this project definitely made some kind of contribution in your admission to Michigan to some extent, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
So
definitely.
that I totally believe that it does have some contribution. It does add feathers to your profile, right? Okay.
Yeah, even when you
So
are looking for a job or when you finally join a job, you'll these soft skill also matters a lot in the long term. That if you eventually you are going to become a manager or whatever field that you are interested in, these soft skills helps a lot because at the end of the day you have to work with other people, and for that you need to have the proper communication because a lot of issues just happens because you are not able to communicate what the issue was or what you are not able to understand or teach the other person what you want to tell them. So that's also very important.
this is very important, like because sometimes you have the knowledge, but you are not able to communicate it in the right means. So that doesn't comprehend your what you are thinking and what you are saying. So soft skills
Yeah,
are really
absolutely. Yeah,
important.
correct.
So I see that you had done your winter internship at TI, right? So how did you land up at it internship? Because TI, as we all know, it's a very renowned company, and getting an internship there, that's a very a great deal. So how did you was there any interview, test, or any referral, and how was your experience at TI?
Actually, I applied online with the little projects that I had done. I was barely in my third semester, so there wasn't much of projects and all that I had to show, but I applied with my resume and got there. So it was my first start to working in things like embedded and microcontrollers and all. In first year, we all make those LFRs and all, so that gives us an initial push. But there again, that skill of figuring out things on your own, that is what I developed there. And I worked on BeagleBone microcontroller there and made few projects. And again, it helped me a lot. It was a good experience. Yeah.
Okay. So overall, I believe that this TI internship helped you in grooming your profile into hardware, into going for the master's at Michigan, right? Right. And then you did your internship, the next internship at ISRO, right? So ISRO is also a very like great place to work at. So how did you land up there, and what did you learn from there?
Yeah, like it was applying to ISRO was quite different because I was at the end of my third year. So now I had a lot of more projects and I knew what my interest is. So I knew I had to go in the VLSI industry, and I worked in the semiconductor lab of ISRO. So there, the whole we get to see how the whole chip is fabricated. So I applied there again with my resume, and there were a couple of interviews on phone calls. So I applied online, and there were a couple of interviews, and I made it through. So at ISRO also, I get to meet a lot of new people, and more importantly, I talked to them a lot. So I got an idea about the industry, how the industry functions, how each section works. Like, so the fabrication part of it, it still helps me to a certain extent because like technically anything that you learn, everything is connected in the whole domain. So anything that you learn doesn't go to waste. Even the things that I learned in embedded while exploring my interest, the things I learned in computer vision, I did it for a year, but they helped me somehow. They definitely did. Yeah, even now I have to write some automation codes in Python. So the initial skills that I learned when I was trying to make some project on computer vision, it is still helping me. So even when you're finding your interest, don't think that if you finally land in something else, so that initial time is getting wasted. It is not. You'll definitely learn something from that. Yeah.
Oh, this is very well said, that whatever you are doing, it would help you at some point of time. It's not necessary
Yeah.
that your end goal is related directly to that particular thing, but it would help you in some point of time. So
Exactly.
since you did your like internship in TI, then at ISRO, so how did you finally develop your interest towards VLSI? Like being an EC student, you have also seen that a lot of students in EC, they go to coding jobs, right? Or they go for non-tech, and very few of them stay into core VLSI, core analog digital kind of stuff, right? So how did you keep yourself motivated and you drive yourself towards going into this VLSI field?
Again, as I mentioned, right from the start, I was very sure that I have to explore everything so that I know what I'm actually interested in. So rather than doing more of theory, I tried to do more projects. And while doing those projects, you'll get that feel, okay, I'm really enjoying it, or I can't do this. This is not bringing any spark in me. So in the first 2 years, I did a bit of coding algorithms and data structures. I tried that. I tried computer vision. I tried with embedded systems, trying on Arduino and all microcontrollers. So at the end of it, I wasn't really enjoying it very much. So I approached a professor in our college, Neeta Pandey ma'am. So I asked her that can I do research under them. So they first asked me to study a few things and kind of took a test, and then I started doing research under them, under her. So for 2 years, last 2 years of my college, and even after college for a year, I continued doing research under her, and that was the point that actually piqued interest in me in VLSI domain. Yeah.
Okay, that's a very great, like doing research for 1.5 or 2 years. So that's definitely a very great thing. I think this would have definitely made an impact in your resume, in your in your desire to go for the masters, right?
Yeah,
So after
definitely.
job, so after job, you decided to like first go for some experience in the STMIC, right? So how was your process of getting selected there? Like, was there any test interview, and then was it an internship getting converted into a full time? So tell us about that. Like, how did you get selected there?
Okay, so my internship was in ISRO. So the ST job that I got, it was off campus. I applied off campus, and then again there were 3 interviews that I took. The first written test and then 3 interviews. So I was able to make it through them. So just get your basics right. Definitely, like even the subjects that you study in the third semester, they are really very important because the base is developed there. So if your basics are correct, you can actually use them in more complex concepts or whatever is asked from you. It is like same that we used to do in our 11th and 12th class, like have
Okay.
just solve more and more problems. It will give you a better idea of what you are trying to understand. Yeah.
So how was the pattern of this test and interview? Because like some pattern, what they ask, or how is the number of questions? Like that's a very long time back I'm asking, but if you remember, because people are preparing
No,
for it, right? So if they get an idea.
yeah. So when you that is the difference, I think, when you are applying on campus or off campus. When you are applying on campus, the things that are asked are more general, and when you are applying off campus, it completely depends on the team that you're working for. Like in my case, it was for analog and mixed signal validation. So most of the questions that they asked, it was related to like how to some basic ADC structures, some basic DAC structures, some RLC questions, or determining the time constant, and MOS-based question like amplifier, op-amp questions on that. So again, when
So
you're applying off
so
campus, it is more
hmm,
towards which team you are applying for. So if you're applying off campus, just get to know about a little bit more
hmm.
about the team. On LinkedIn, you can actually approach more people. You can ask them that what is the kind of work that is being done, and you can just try to study a little bit along that lines. Yeah.
So what was your profile like? Just can you give a brief, like as you said, analog mixed signal validation, right? So what exactly does it involve from industry point of view, right? Like what does the work, how that work affects the industry?
Okay, it's actually post-silicon validation. Once the chip is fabricated, you have to test it on various parameters across like process, voltage, temperature corners, then stress testing, that whether the device would work under all conditions. So you have to make sure you need to know a lot of lab instrumentations for that. And again, test boards, PCB design, it includes a lot of stuff. So uh, yes, and again, automation also, because all of this is not done manually. You have to automate all of the processes and just add new things according to the new chips that you're getting. So,
Okay. So after when you did your job, so at what point you after job you start prepared for GRE, right? So at what point did you realize that you should go for masters, or because switching for, so like you also know that leaving the job and studying or even going for master, it's a very solid decision, right? So when this decision creep into your mind that you should now look for masters and look into this academic structure.
actually, that happened right from my college only. I kept on
Okay.
talking to my seniors and asking for advice. I told them about my interest and asked them for advice. I think in this way, D2 is a very good college that seniors are really helpful. They generally help them a lot. So even they recommended me that, and even I felt that it would be a better step for me. But before going to directly for masters, I firstly wanted to get an idea of the industry, and working for 3 years, I think it really helped me now because I know what are the courses and what is the field that I want to exactly focus on. Yeah.
Okay. So how was your preparation strategy? With working also, you must have prepared for some time, right? So how did you get the time off from work, and how did you manage to study the subjects of GRE? Did you join any coaching or any tuition or something like that? So just can you give us a brief idea on that?
Okay, so for masters, there are a lot of things that matters in your application. So starting from, I had a few publications, as I told you, during my bachelor's, I did research, so that helped my profile a little. And during, I gave my GRE and TOEFL during job. So I didn't take any coaching, but again, I think practicing a lot helps you a lot. So I took time tests, so of Kaplan, Magoosh, or anyone, like those 3 hours test, that as many as I could get. Then for English mainly it was Barron 1100 word, and there's Manhattan 5 LB book. So, and Yeah, I use Magoo's subscription, so it helped me in practicing a lot of maths questions. It helped me. So quantitative is actually the easier part. People are able to do that. The verbal part is what takes a little bit more time.
So once you gave the exam, then what was the process? Like, how did you choose the colleges? And you must be having interviews, right? Like, there would be discussion. You must have written SOPs. So how did you manage all this? Like, how did you after exam part? Like, how were you able to make sure that everything goes right?
Yeah, some of these things has to be done in parallel. Sorry. I didn't have to wait till the end, till I gave all those exams. I was doing these things in parallel. Shortlisting colleges is a very important part of it. I think even Yocket is a good community for that on Facebook. You can ask questions uh, that are bothering you, and just looking at others' questions, you'll get a little bit of idea. And once you have your scores, you know you have a bit of idea where your profile exactly stands. So what colleges are ambitious for you, what are moderate, and what are the safe colleges. So I made a complete list, just an Excel list with all the columns that which was moderate for me. What are the advantages of going in that college? How are the courses? You should definitely, once you know your interest, you should definitely look at the courses that the college is offering. On each college's website, you can completely find what are the courses that they are giving. And for all the colleges, I approached their alumni on LinkedIn or the people who were already studying there. So they also gave me a better idea of what are the things that are good in that college and what are the things that are not. So accordingly, I made my decision and applied to like a few colleges.
Okay. So I believe LinkedIn is a very great place that helped you in selecting the people from those colleges, selecting those colleges, and applying to those colleges, right? So after you got the result, so were there any other selection, or you decided to go only for Michigan, or well, how did you decide to finally come to this? Because you must have, as you said, you went to college's website, right? So you must have seen that this college is doing this kind of work in electronics, or they have this kind of interest which they are working. So what exercise did you do on that, and how did you finally end up at Michigan?
Okay. So for Michigan, I looked at the professors, the kind of research that they were doing. It's actually very groundbreaking, and there are a lot of interesting things that they are working on. And I looked at again the professors' profiles, the research that they are conducting, and I think it matters more in the case of PhD. If you are doing a PhD, you should be more thorough with whatever research that is being held or that is being done in each college. You can look at the latest published papers and whether it interests you or not. So for Michigan, again, I looked at the courses. They were really good, the courses, and I took some feedback because there are a lot of D2 alumni in Michigan. So I took advice from them as well. So they guided me really well. So,
Okay. So after getting admission into Michigan, so how was your, like, since this is your second semester, as you said, right? So how has your experience been at Michigan, and what did you believe that you are learning, like, in a better way here as compared to say in D2 before, or like that?
one thing that's really different is that a lot of courses here are project oriented and learning oriented. Like you are given a final project. There's a big final project at the end of the semester, and during each week you'll get a part of it. Like you'll have to build a VCO, you'll have to build a mixer, a small project, and that will take actually a couple of days. And doing that on your own and learning the software exactly like it is done in the industry. So that helps you a lot because that's the same work that you're going to do in the industry in a more complex way, but with the same tools or the same ideas, the same blocks that are being implemented at a more complex level. So the courses here are more project oriented and very close to industry. What is being done in the industry, it's very close. So that is what impressed me a lot. Yeah.
Okay. So, and have you done any like internship, or you are planning to do any internship in the coming vacation or something like that?
Yeah.
Because just like in India, you used to see that you did TI, you did that ISRO. So, how is the culture regarding internship there?
So here again, there's all of the things are handled off campus. You might know that there is no training and placement cell as such in a college, and you have to apply on your own on LinkedIn or other platforms. So I have 3 internship offers right now, and most probably I'll go with Marvell.
Okay.
And you'll get opportunities. And in that sense, I think working in industry really helps, because to even land internships, the companies prefer the people who already have some job experience. So it's not, again, required, but it definitely helps. Yeah.
Okay. So how easy or difficult it is to get it? Because as you said, there isn't any TLP cell at there. So generally, we like in India, you see that every colleges has kind of they are bringing the companies, and the students just have to sit for the exams, give the interview. So it is definitely it sounds a little tough for me applying off campus. So what would be your point of view, like whether students should be like conscious of from the start itself, or how should they, because as we know that in India off campus is a little tougher than getting a job on campus. So and there isn't anything as such on campus, right? So how would you portray this, whether it is very tough or easy? And what about the other students in your batch, how they are getting or not? So
I think you should mainly focus on your skills, and this is what even the companies are looking for. Generally, they don't even dig that deep into what your GPA is and all. They'll mainly see that what kind of knowledge you have. They'll ask you questions accordingly, and if you are able to do that, then that's enough. And mostly you will get interviews. If you'll apply to enough companies, you'll definitely get interviews. And it all comes down to how good you know your work. That's why another thing I'll recommend, that during college, we a lot of times we just try to finish projects and just fill more and more projects in our CV, but how deeply we know them. We should not like try to fool ourselves or even anyone else. So if we like really acquire those skills and really know what we are doing, so definitely you'll get it quite easily.
I believe it is somewhat, but it is just it's like easy as well as difficult. Just you should have the required skill set, and you should apply to as many companies as you can, and then you would definitely have a chance at some place.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
So
Yes.
just like you, we used to have clubs and societies in India and DTU. So what are some non-technical aspirations that you have there, like either in terms of clubs, societies, or sports, something like that?
In terms of sports and all, there's like, since it's a cold area, so I like doing ice skating here a lot. There are ice skating stadiums, and also badminton. There are proper courts for that. So I like to play badminton mostly in the terms of sports here. And otherwise, there are a lot of communities, different communities here. They are of different cultures, or again, in terms of opportunities, not just technical, even non-technical wise, you'll find a lot of opportunities in terms of music, art, and again, the college consists of everything, not just engineering. So you'll get opportunities. If you are interested, you can definitely join those societies, and you'll meet people from different countries, different cultures. You'll learn a lot of things from them. Yeah.
Okay, so I believe there also it is much more than studies and academics. Like you have other things to groom your personality in a better way, right?
Yeah,
So
that's
what
right.
are your
That's right.
future plans, like after doing your masters? So what have you thought of doing it afterwards, either going into the academic field only, or looking for jobs or something like that? So what is your future?
I'll go for a job. I'm not looking for a PhD as of now, but I'll go for a job after my master's. And that's why, again, this was another thing that was a factor in deciding which college I want to go to. Again, when you're looking for PhD, the way you apply, it's entirely different. The kind of mindset you have, and that is quite different. So courses wise, again, the courses are very industry oriented. So I'm looking for a job after my master's. So it will definitely help me. Okay.
And how do you feel GPA, as you said, it's not that important, but how do you keep it important? Like, what would you advise to the other students how to maintain their GPA, and whether it is
Yeah.
important? Actually, it is
I'll
important to
definitely
me.
not. Yeah, I'll definitely not say it's not important. It is something that companies definitely will see, but
Hmm.
it goes alongside more in these colleges, like in US. What I have seen, because the assignments and projects that you are given, they are more regular. It won't be like a one final exam that's deciding your whole grade. Throughout the semester, you have to do assignments and all. And if you really want to understand those concepts, those assignments will help you. And rather than copying and all, if you'll do it on your own, you will score well, definitely, and you will get a good grade. If you know things well, it's not very hard to get good grades here. Yeah.
Okay. So I believe all whatever things I think we can get to know from you, you have said it. So what are, like, as a concluding note, what would be your tips to the, like, those people who are currently in their graduation, so, and preparing for masters, or they are in some hardware related job? So what would be advice to them?
Okay. So I'll say firstly, yeah, try to score well in GRE, definitely. They'll look at those scores, and also just focus on your skills, that have a good idea of what is the field that you are targeting and what is the knowledge required for that. So don't hesitate in talking to more people on LinkedIn, on Facebook, wherever you find them. And people are actually very helpful. They'll be more than happy to tell you those things. And the better you get the idea about the industry, like if you want to go in the VLSI industry, you should have a big overview. At least you should know that how the industry functions. There are a lot of different domains that work together. There's physical design, there's verification, digital, analog, how each of them works and functions and communicates within each other. So getting an idea of that will help you technically also, and also in making the decision on which path do you want to work.
Okay. So I believe that this is all we wanted to know from you, and thank you for coming to this platform, because it is very enlightening for all the students in the VLSI community, and I think this would definitely help them to achieve something.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.